Hi guys, good morning. We're gonna play with some makeup today. I recently filmed a little Sephora haul in one of my vlogs. Two of them I've already tried, so I'm gonna demo them for you and give you my thoughts on them. And then I have a couple of new products to test out as well. So let's just get started. The first thing that I wanna show you guys today is this new sunscreen that I picked up from the brand Ultraviolet. I'm gonna go with ultraviolet for this video, but if you know differently, just let me know in the comments. It's SPF 50 and it's an Australian sunscreen brand, and Australia really knows their sunscreen. And it had really fantastic reviews, so I was excited to try it out. I tried it out a few times while I was in Vancouver, and I've tried it both on its own and underneath makeup as well. And I've decided that it's not my favorite, and I'm gonna show you why. So the packaging, fantastic. Love the blue and yellow, and I love that it has a little pump. So I've been using about 2 pumps of this product. It almost looks a little bit tinted, but it doesn't go on tinted at all. And let's just go ahead and start to apply. So as you can see right off the bat, this has a really wet look to it. So I love a glowy base, you guys know that, especially underneath a matte foundation. And so I kind of thought that having a glowy sunscreen would work out kind of perfectly for that. But I am someone who has a fair bit of texture on my skin. And honestly, that texture is not really something that ever bothers me. I hardly ever notice it. But when I put on this sunscreen, it emphasizes the texture in my skin like crazy. I feel like it makes my acne scarring on my cheeks stand out way more. And then even worse than that, there's like tiny little, honestly insignificant bumps on my forehead that I never even notice until I put this on, and then I feel like they just pop out of my skin. And even when I go ahead and put foundation over top, the glowy wetness is just too much. I love a glowy base, but I don't like my skin to look wet. I don't like it to look greasy and oily. And even once I powder everything down with a matte foundation on top, I find that I just still don't love how wet my makeup looks as the day progresses. So I don't love that it emphasizes the texture in my skin, and I don't love how glowy and wet looking it is on my face. So for me, this is gonna be a no-go. I'm gonna try a different sunscreen moving forward this summer. I'll just donate this one to Will because he doesn't care what his sunscreen looks like, and yeah, he'll get some good use out of it, but not for me. If you have clear skin and you love like a wet look to your base, you might love it. So the next product that I picked up is from Briogeo. This is the Style & Treat Yuzu and Plum Oil Sleek Stick. I went to look on the Sephora website at this because Delaney Childs was talking about it, and then while I was on there, I saw it had so many great reviews. It's a stick for your hair to keep all of your flyaways kind of down and out of the way when you're doing a slicked back look. So honestly, I did use this a couple of days ago, so my hair doesn't have a ton of flyaways, but I'm gonna show you it in action anyways. So I'm someone who doesn't like to wash my hair more than once a week, really. So I will air dry it or blow dry it and wear it that way for maybe 3 to 4 days. And then on days like 4 and 5 or 5 and 6, I will pull everything back and do more of like a slicked back look with my hair. Let me put the camera up a bit so you can see a bit better. So I did let my hair air dry this most recent wash, which makes it even frizzier than it would be if I blew it out. And so what I'll do is just brush everything back. Sometimes I leave a part here, but honestly, I feel like my hair looks more flattering on me when I don't have that part. No, we can leave it. We can leave it. I just have like kind of a weird like bumpy hairline, but anyways. I'm gonna get it all brushed back as much as I can. So then I'll either tie it back in a ponytail or a bun. I'm gonna go pony today, apparently. And then hopefully you guys can see I've got quite a few little flyaways here. And I always have these little bits that stick out at the sides here by my ears. So in the past I've used like a styling wax or a styling paste, and I've just brushed that back, or hairspray even, to kind of stick those flyaways down, get these tucked back behind my ears, and just have everything look a little bit nicer, neater, cleaner. But the styling waxes and the styling pastes, they typically make my hair look really crunchy or greasy, and hairspray can make it really hard. So what really sold me on this product was the fact that people were saying in the reviews that it didn't do those things to your hair. It didn't leave a waxy residue. It didn't leave any kind of coating. And that was really intriguing to me, and just how like easy it is to use. So literally all I do is just run it through. If you're good at hair, you could do this part before you tied it back and it would look even better, but I can't do that. So I do this kind of like half-assed way. So I literally just slick it and everything goes back. And I will say it does leave a little bit of a residue. Like once I take my hair down, like it was at the beginning of the video, it does look a little bit greasier than it might otherwise. But honestly, compared to other similar products, I feel like it does feel quite soft and natural and not too waxy. So all I do is just slick everything back, and then all of a sudden all of my flyaways are done and gone. And I just look a little bit more sleek, a little bit more intentional with my hair. And when I was in Vancouver last week, I didn't have this little brush with me, so I just did it like this, and I was super happy with this result on its own. But now that I'm back home, I can just take this little brush that I have and use it to just smooth everything out even more. And there we go. And really nice, clean, super low effort, really easy, slick back, dirty hair look. So this one I'm really happy with and will continue to use into the future. Okay, so let's move on to the makeup. I'm gonna go in with some foundation. This is the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. I'm just gonna apply a light layer of this all over the skin. It's Tuesday today, so we just got back from Vancouver on Sunday. There's a 3-hour time difference, and it usually takes quite a while to get used to that. Definitely yesterday on Monday, I had some trouble waking up in the morning for sure. It's always really nice when we go out west because we gain 3 hours, so we're waking up super early in the morning, going to bed early at night. Everything that I wish would come naturally to me comes naturally to me when we head out there. But yeah, coming home, it's always a little bit of a struggle. But I had to wake up early today to go to an appointment, so hopefully that will help me reset my clock, my internal body clock. As I'm applying this foundation, I feel like, oh my god, my skin. And this is my favorite foundation because of how it looks once you get it on. It normally is so smoothing on the skin and just looks so flawless and perfect without being heavy. But because of that sunscreen underneath, I can just see texture in my skin that is never there. I'm a foundation girly. If I'm going anywhere, if I want to look nice, I'll always wear foundation just because I've always had kind of problem skin, and so I love the effect of just blanking everything out and hiding any discoloration, texture that I have. And yeah, I just feel like I don't love the way that foundation goes over top of that sunscreen. I need my sunscreen to work nicely on its own and underneath makeup as well. My skin has a beautiful glow, of course, because it is giving that wet look underneath. I'll zoom in so they can see. Okay, so before I go in and cover up these scary under eyes, I'm gonna do a little bit of cream bronzing. So this is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer by Makeup by Mario. So I bought this in the shade Light Medium. When I bought this, I was intending for it to be a bronzer on my very fair skin. Since then, I got a little bit of a tan. I don't know if you can tell, I can very much tell. I spent some time in the sun in Vancouver, so I do have a little bit more of a tan now, so I'm hoping hoping that this color is still gonna work for me, but there's what it looks like. Really nice kind of warm bronzy tone. I really like this brush here for cream bronzer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation brush. So I'm gonna go right ahead and dip right in there and go right in. Okay, it's definitely dark enough for where my skin is at now to give me a nice glow. And honestly, this shade I feel like would have worked when my skin was much more pale as well. So the light medium was a good call. I have another cream bronzer for when my skin gets even more tanned, but that one is too dark to use in the winter, spring, and fall. It's like mostly just for the summertime. So I wanted one a little bit lighter because I recently used up my Charlotte Tilbury one that I was using before. It blends out so easily. I really like the color. I'm really loving how blendable the formula is. And the undertone is so beautiful. It's really natural but warm. Really, really happy with that so far. Just layering it up a little bit, because I'm hoping I can get away with not using a powder bronzer today. And it's layering on top of itself beautifully. Look at that glow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love, love, oh my gosh, okay. I get the hype. So many people on the internet love this product, and I totally get the hype. That's stunning. Now that I've got that cream bronzer on, I'm gonna go ahead and conceal really quickly. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, my favorite. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Concealer is everything. And then the next product that I have to try is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder, but before I go in with that, I'm just gonna really quickly fill in my eyebrows. I wanted to show you guys what they look like with my new brow lamination that I did for myself. So I think in the same vlog actually where I did my Sephora haul, I also laminated my eyebrows for the first time. And in a way, I really like them. Like, I love how the front parts look, but I feel like it did kind of make my tails look almost a little bit more sparse. So when I'm just doing like a casual, super light makeup day, I'll usually just go in with a little bit of brow gel. And I don't love the way that that looks with the laminated brows. Let me show you. I think I need to trim them. Like, I think they're just a little bit too long now that they're so straight. So what I'll do is just kind of brush them all up and out, and I get kind of that electrocuted looking lamination look with the brow, which is not what I'm going for. So then what I'll do is just comb down the tail so that they stick up in the front but not on the tail. And yeah, it looks great. It does. It looks really, really nice. I don't know, maybe I do like it with just the brow gel. When I was looking at photos of myself from our trip, when I just had the brow gel in, I felt like my brows looked a little bit too sparse, but I think that looks nice. Okay, so then what I wanted to show you was how they look filled in with a pencil and then with the brow gel, which is how I would do my brows if I was putting in a little bit more time and effort. So what I do is I just like to brush them up and out like I did before, and then I'll take the pencil and just fill in some gaps. The lamination definitely exposes more gaps in the brows than are there without the lamination. So I just like to fill those in, brush that product through. And I just think they look better with just the pencil than just the gel. But what I think looks best is the pencil and the gel mixed together. So yeah, I've just been playing around with that a little bit. That's how that looks. Really just fluffy and full, which is totally the look that I go for. I'm gonna even them out. Yeah, I definitely would do the lamination again. I stand by what I said in that vlog, which is that I don't think I would pay someone to laminate my brows for me. Like, I don't think it's worth the $100+ that costs, but the little at-home kit and 30 minutes of your time, I think is definitely worth it. Okay, so the thing I've been most excited to try out, the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. I got this in the shade Cherry Blossom Cake. I've never tried a pink tinted under eye powder before. When I worked for Charlotte Tilbury, she had some tinted under eye powders. They were beautiful, actually. I loved them. Did I actually use her pink one? She had a pink one and a yellow one. I think maybe I did use her pink one, but it definitely wasn't as pink as this. That's what it looks like there. I feel like the lights are kind of washing it out on camera, but it's quite pink. Ooh. Okay, let's see this. Ooh. It's super, super fine. You guys know I love the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder, the one that comes in the compact. I have bought so many of those, and I am a airbrush powder girly till I die. I love that stuff. It gives such a beautiful airbrushed effect to the skin. But you also know that I love to try new makeup, and this product has been absolutely viral for years now. So I'm really looking forward to trying something new. You may also know that for many years I have been struggling with the darkness underneath my eyes. I have come to accept it a little bit more. When it first started showing up a few years ago, I was really struggling with it, but I feel like I've come to accept it and like I'm okay with it now. But I feel like having the little pink tint in the powder could help with that too. So I'm gonna go in with my sponge here. It's got a little net on top, which is nice. Hopefully that means the powder won't end up going all over the place. And I'm gonna go right in and press that into my under eye area. Ooh, ooh, the scent is strong. It smells like grandma. Okay, there we go. It honestly went straight in and set everything down right away. It doesn't look powdery under there. I have this Hourglass Veil powder that I travel with, so I just actually spent 10 days using this most days. I travel with this because I feel like it's less breakable than a compact powder, and I don't like to use it in my day-to-day life, so it's like the perfect travel product. I feel like it's a good way to use it up. I don't love this. I don't feel like it does a good job blurring. I feel like it looks really powdery and dry underneath my eyes. That's not something right away that I'm noticing happening here. It's setting without looking too dry. It's definitely not as pink under there as I was expecting it to be, which is probably good. I don't need super pink under eyes, but the color is almost so non-existent that I feel like I could use this to set other parts of my face, which I wasn't expecting. So let me go ahead and just set the center of my forehead here, my nose, and my smile lines. This netting has already gotten dirty from the foundation in my sponge, so I probably should use a completely different product for that so that this doesn't get all gross and grimy. Everybody's using powder puffs now. I haven't tried a powder puff yet. Maybe I should pick up some of those to try. I'm just gonna add a little bit more with my little powder brush here. Yeah, it goes on really smooth. It doesn't look powdery. I will say it's not giving the same airbrush look to my skin as my Charlotte Tilbury powder. Like when I added this to my forehead here, the texture up there that I've been complaining about this whole time, I feel like is just enhanced. Like between the SPF and then this powder not doing that good of a job of blurring, my forehead is not looking its absolute best. But yeah, I like that it doesn't look powdery. The powder's so finely milled that it just blends right into the skin. And yeah, it's good. It's fine. It's okay. I don't think it's better than my Charlotte Tilbury one. I'm gonna see how it wears throughout the day today. See how it does at controlling my oil. And yeah, I'll keep experimenting with it. Not a huge win off the bat, but not a loss either. We'll keep trying it. Do I think the pink brightened? Not particularly. Not particularly. All right, let's finish up this look. I'm feeling like now that I set everything down, I do just need a little bit more bronzer. So I'm gonna go ahead with my Hoola bronzer and set down that cream one. And then I'll wash a little bit of this bronzer onto my eyelids here as well. Add a little nude eyeliner to my waterline. And then throw on some mascara. I'm still testing out this new one, the Benefit Bad Gal Bounce. I like how fluffy it makes my lashes look, but sometimes I wish that it would add a little bit more volume than it does, but I'm still testing it. It has two different sides to the wand, like two different, one's like really fluffy and one's more short and rubbery. So I think if I get the combination of those two sides right, I can probably get a little bit more volume out of it. And I will finish off my cheeks with a little bit of this Charlotte Tilbury Sex on Fire blush and my Merit cream highlight. Let's see how this goes on over top of the powder, the new powder. This goes on really nicely over my airbrush powder, even though it's a super creamy product. So let's see how it does here. So far, so good. I don't think it's getting chunky or picking anything up underneath because of the new powder, so that's good. See, I don't mind a wet look when it comes to my highlight where I can be more targeted and more specific with it. But putting that SPF like wet look all over my skin is just not my favorite. And I'm gonna finish this up with a lip. This is Walk of No Shame lip liner and lip gloss, both from Charlotte Tilbury. And there we have it, my friends. That is my makeup of the day. Those are the new products that I picked up recently. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That's gonna help more people to see it too. And I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye, guys.